everybody, and welcome to this week. For many of us, it's the first day of the week, being a Tuesday following on from Easter, and a lot of us have had a wonderful break. Hopefully you too, and you're ready to get back into the market. So this is the free newsletter for the 7th of April. Today is a Tuesday from tradewithprecision.com. And my name's Craig Cobb. So I'm going to take you through some of the charts I like at the moment, and they're going to be futures focused. Okay. So, at Trade with Precision, the strategies that we employ and use and teach to our clients are applicable to trading on any market and any time frame. So this is why I'm very easily able to move from foreign exchange, stocks, whatever, into futures so rapidly and so quickly. And some of the products I'm looking at now are actually looking quite interesting for me indeed. Now, having a look first of all at crude oil on the monthly, we're quite overextended. We're sort of based out at 450, around 45 to 50, and we're looking extended, and we're looking likely. We're looking like it is due for a pullback. Now, of course, there's nothing on the cards just yet on these time frames. On the weekly, you can see here. Just coming into to these old lows. Let me just zoom in on this section of the chart for a moment. You can see here this low to this low, price made lower lows, indicators making higher lows, and really the first sign of potential weakness there shown there on this weekly chart. Now, as I come to the daily, over here to my left, you can actually see that there's a potential for this trend to start to reverse. If I zoom in through this section here, basically what we've seen is, again, there's divergence in these lows. What I'm seeing here is still a lower high, but a potentially higher low. Now, not until this level of resistance can be broken will it actually be, oh, sorry, I shouldn't call it resistance, this level here, not until it is broken will it actually become an uptrend, but it is starting to certainly look more and more likely at the moment. So I am starting to get a little bit more bullish on crude oil. Now, as we come down here to the 12 hours and the 16, it really paints the same picture as the daily. And if you have a look here at the 4 hour on my right and the 2 hour on my left, what I'm actually doing here is just keeping a close eye on price at the moment. Pulling back into $51 would have me back into the moving average buy zone, which is an area that we teach our clients to be aware of. Now, of course, there's some trading opportunities within there if a certain amount of things occur. Okay, but on the 2 hour and 4 hour, certainly around that $51 mark would be a place that would have interest, or would interest me for trading. Now, if I just keep a close eye on it over the next couple of days, it might happen this session, who knows. I don't, but I'm very much keeping an eye on it. What I'll actually do, let's just draw in a Fibonacci retracement here from there to there. Let's see if it tangles in there. So 50%. So there you go. Look, even that. So 50% here is also pulling back in and around this $51 mark. So again, you know, a couple of nice little additional factors there. Certainly worthwhile keeping an eye on. I'll draw it in here as well so you can just see it a little bit clearer. Look, from here to here, a lovely pullback into 50% would also be matching it with that $51 point. So crude oil, definitely one on my radar for this week. Next, I want to have a look at OJ, or orange juice. Having a look at orange juice right now, I'm sort of more focused on the weekly for the time being, and I'll show you why. The weekly here, bearish candle up there in the sell zone, and really starting to look a little bit weak. You can see it's hit 130, bearish candle last week, breaking down. That's what we consider to be a PLT trade. It's set up, it's triggered, and it looks likely to break to new lows. Good convergence here on these lows. The monthly doesn't show too much other than we are in a downtrend. It's when we come to the daily, you can see this rejection of 113 starting to roll over. Definitely a market that I'm keeping a close eye on. It's not until we sort of come down to this 240, or the 2 hour, the 4 hour, that it really starts to show. If I just zoom in a bit here on this 1 hour chart, you can see back into this moving average move, back into the moving average move. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for this week on OJ. What's next? Okie dokie dokie dokie. Let's have a look at rough rice. One that I haven't traded before very often, but I'm liking the look of it right now. For a start, look at this weekly trend, beautiful weekly trend, back up into the sell zone, rejecting this $11 mark, bearish candle, and looking likely to move lower. Coming to the daily now, as much as when I look at the daily, it's a little bit sideways. It is starting to look a little bit weaker. And it's funny, on some charting packages this is a very bearish candle, on some it's more bullish, but it's more that weekly time frame that I'm looking at. But what I'd like to see it break down through this $10.50. If we can get down through that region, then certainly a move to the downside looks much more likely. Again, that's more based off this weekly chart here. A break of the low of that and a continuation is certainly something that I'd like to see. And finally, I haven't even got it in there. I thought I did. What we're looking at last of all. Okay, let's pull that up. Let's have a look. It's a 5-year Treasury notes. Now, here's what I like about it. First of all, let's look at this monthly chart. Okay, so let me just zoom in on this monthly through this period. Okay, so resistance was broken, pulled back into that resistance, a bullish candle in that buy zone, pulling back into this area and broken to the higher side. It looks much more bullish there. The weekly again pulling back in, moving away. It's when I come down and have a look at this daily now. It's pulled back in once, puts new higher highs. It is now in an uptrend. If I just add to it though, one little bit of concern that I have. If I could get it pulling back into this 120 zone roughly, and a little buy candle in there, then certainly it would be something that I would consider. However, I don't have that right now. I'd love to see it break above this resistance and pull back into there. As you can see here, we've broken out. I don't know why though, that daily, the daily hasn't actually shown it breaking through, whereas all the other time frames have. Strange little tick in price there. You can see it's broken above and it's gapped down this morning. But looking for little bullish candles in and around that zone, much the same as what was presented. Let me show you last week. Little bullish candle, break above, big move. That's the sort of thing that I'm looking for. We're halfway back in our pullback now. I'm going to keep a very close eye on that for moves higher. Now guys, if you want to learn more about what we do, how we do it, then I certainly suggest that you get involved and learn some of our trading webinars by going to the website tradewithprecision.com/free webinars, or just tradewithprecision.com. Come here to free live webinars. You can actually see what's coming up. Now I think one of the errors that people make is they often don't know what the areas to look out for are. In this week's webinar, the critical trading errors and how to avoid them, we're going to go through and provide you with an understanding for what those issues are. Once you know what these issues are, you might be making them right now, but if you start to make them down the track, you can develop very quickly to learn that you're making mistakes and how to fix them. This is a key component in your trading success. So guys, get on board with that. I'm going to be presenting one this evening at 7 p.m. Sydney, 9 p.m. Auckland. It will be me presenting it. Bring all your questions. Let me help you. Let me work with you. Get on board, check it out, and if you can't make the live webinar, don't forget you can come down here and watch any of these archived webinars whenever you like. So get in there and register for that webinar right now. I hope you have a fantastic week, guys, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye for now.